Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
I just discovered
What'd you
that.
discover?
Well, you know, because I told you.
No.
But
I'm on the edge of my seat. I need to know.
I just discovered that there was a Windows update the 1st of October that's ruined my audio for everything I've recorded in an entire month. So
Well,
that's cool. Thanks, Windows.
well, and people give you a hard time about not releasing videos on time. But look what would have happened had you released videos on time. They'd have
Yep.
been non-audio.
No audio. Why the fuck does Windows fuck up everyone's audio every time?
I will be honest. Windows 10 seems to just be like the black sheep of the Windows family. Like when it runs fine. But it's anything to do with updates that just are the most destructive thing in the world. And there's so many news articles on watch out, turn off your automatic updates because this update will break this and this update will break that.
Right. It's not like it's a damn secret. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
But the audio thing, it's literally every update. Every
Yeah.
single fucking update, it breaks your audio. And the thing is, what's frustrating about that is it did it for my stream. And so I fixed it. I remember doing this when this happened and fixing it because I started streaming and everyone's like, Mike's muted, idiot, you know. But meanwhile, it was just fucking Windows, it fucked me. But so I fixed that, and I didn't realize it didn't fix it for my recording setup. So yeah, just a month of no audio, which is just a nightmare. I don't have enough time as it is to just release the episodes I got. Now I got to fucking edit in audio too. Oh god, I'm just so upset. Anyways, so what's been going on with you? How was Halloween?
Halloween was good. We had a weird weather event out here in DC where we had like tornado watches all night, which we never get tornado
We did too
watches.
here.
And they kept pushing back. They told everybody that they need to get there's a slime just spawned in here.
Yeah, that keeps happening. Don't you remember you asked where you got slime balls from the other day? And I was like, remember all the slimes has been.
No, do you remember what your actual response was? I said, "Oh, where did we get slime balls?" And you said slimes. Oh God.
I
said,
remember that
fine,
now that you said that.
Fine, dick.
But the truth in my head, it's because they spawn down there.
I've never seen one down here before.
Oh,
So that would have been healthy information to have given me, as opposed
Did you
to
say healthy?
slimes. Healthy information, yes.
Healthier.
So we had all these, tornado watches and stuff, and thunderstorms rolling in, and they were like, everybody should be done trick or treating by 6:30. It's gonna be crazy, 50-mile-an-hour winds. So we went over to a friend's house who's having, who had kids who was having a party, like making tacos and stuff for everybody, and we were drinking beers and all this stuff, and we're like run up and down the street by them, and then they kept pushing back the weather. And it was like 6:30. Now it's going to be 7:30. Now it's going to be 8:30. Now it's going to be 9:30. So it literally was just a comfortable temperature, kind of windy day for most of trick-or-treating that they basically cut down early. And then it thunderstormed at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. But
yeah, the same thing happened here. So we went Wednesday nights, the night before actually Halloween, to a church where she goes to daycare on her mom's weeks. They had like a trunk or treating thing. Are you familiar with this concept?
when you do it like out of the back of a car.
Yeah. Like everyone pulls into like the parking lot and they like decorate their trunk like it's a house for Halloween.
Oh, I've never heard of the decorating portion of it, but I've heard of the concept of trunk or treat.
Yeah, everyone I've gone to, you decorate as well, which is fucked up because so when I got back from Boston, so I landed from Boston. Not Boston. We didn't go to Boston. Chicago. Landed from Chicago.
You just want to go to Boston really bad.
Just want to go to Boston, landed from Chicago in I had a different. I left the charity marathon and came home to the dad marathon. So landed, got my car, which someone hit my car in the airport. So that was cool. But
while you were in it, or like while it was parked there?
No, while it was parked there. I got
That's
home,
annoying.
my fucking bumper was all busted up. Immediately leave the airport and go straight to my daughter's school to sit in the car line to pick her up, to take her to dance, and then to Girl Scouts. And so I get to Girl Scouts, and apparently it was trunk or treating night. Now I knew I was supposed to be bringing a bag of candy, but Crystal failed to tell me that like 6 days before that they had texted or put on Facebook or whatever. See, that's one thing. I don't use Facebook. I don't have Facebook. I don't do anything with Facebook. And so, but the Girl Scout stuff is always on Facebook. And so, like, normally the troop leader will text me because she knows I don't have a Facebook account, but she didn't this time, and Crystal didn't tell me either.
It's just because you don't know how to use Facebook, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like me in Discord.
Right. I just hate absolutely, just don't want anything to do with Facebook. I think we're friends on Facebook even, but whatever. So I get to Girl Scouts.
That's why he actually left Facebook.
Do what?
That's why you left Facebook. You're like, God, this guy won't leave me alone.
Fucking sano guy. Insano. Anyways, pull up at the Girl Scouts. The woman's like, hey, back your car over here, so you can do the trunk or treating. Go and put your decorations up. And I'm like, what now? So like I just came in like completely blindsided about this. And so I text Crystal like, hey, I got the candy. You didn't tell me I had to fucking get decorations too. And she's like, oh, you wouldn't have had time. It's like, well, you could have fucking told me at least, so I wasn't blindsided.
You just wouldn't have time. Don't worry about it. There was no time.
I mean, and to be fair, I probably didn't have time to fuck with it, but I would have. I mean, like when I got home, like it was tacky day at school, and then it was.
Like, is it like Spirit Week? Like dress?
Yeah. It's during Spirit Week, so one of the days is like tacky day where everyone dresses all tacky.
Is your homecoming this late?
No, homecoming, dude. This elementary school ain't no homecoming.
We only did Spirit Week for homecoming week.
Oh well, there's Spirit Week. It normally falls in line with anti-bullying month.
I don't think we had that when I was in elementary school. I mean, do you remember it when you were in elementary school?
No.
It was basically like, hey, just avoid the bullies if you're getting bullied.
I think that they put Spirit Week in line with Halloween as well, so that one of the days is on Halloween they have a theme that you can dress up as, but you can't just like show up as the Hulk or whatever. You have to like last year it was a community service member, so like my daughter was a nurse.
Okay, I remember this discussion from last year.
Yeah, which sucked because like I didn't have I had a Halloween costume. I didn't have a damn nurse costume or any community service type. So we just went to Walmart like, what we got here? Oh, look, there's a nurse. That'll do. But and so this year it was God, what was it? Oh, a storybook character, which it worked out because she wanted to be a Little Red Riding Hood for Halloween anyway. So this year like it all lined up. But so anyways, it was tacky day when I get up and I got a text from Crystal saying like, because also at Girl Scouts and at dance it was Halloween night there, even though it was a Monday night. So she's like, well, she wants to be a clown for those so she can just wear what she's wearing in school or tacky day. And I was like, what does she want her face painted? And she's like, I mean, she'd probably like that. So I already had to stop at Walmart and get face paint after I left the airport anyway. So I could have bought some fucking decorations to throw in my trunk. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I didn't have decorations. So instead I just sat in my trunk and gave out candy at Girl Scouts, which I was so fucking tired of.
Sat in your trunk?
I did. Just sat Indian style in my trunk. Kids seem to enjoy that. And
I'm picturing like this trunk dressed up like a house essentially, and somebody just standing in front of it, and they go to the next car, and you're just like, hey, candy. Like,
yep. I literally was throwing it out by the handful from the trunk. Like several kids wouldn't stop because like I didn't have any.
They're like, who the fuck is this guy in this trunk?
Well, yeah, like there wasn't any lights. They'd be walking by, and I'd be like, hey, you, want some candy?
Nice.
And they'd be all scared because they didn't see me there in the fucking dark, just in the dark trunk. So anyways,
next year they're gonna be like, "That's the trunk man, mommy."
Yeah, there's the trunk man. Some of the kids were like, "Oh, this is great! You're sitting in the trunk." Like I done something or something. I'm just sitting in the damn trunk. What sucked is I wanted to take a damn nap. I had planned, like I was so exhausted after flying back, getting up early to go to the airport, and just running nonstop. I was gonna take a nap while she was in Girl Scouts, but nope. So it had to be trunk man.
Well, so did you get any sleep?
No, I got like an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I think
my flight was only an hour and a half, so it wasn't like I could even sleep on the plane.
Right. I think I left your room near one of the last people to leave. I think we were all kind of walking out of there, but it was like 4:00 in the morning, and your flight was at like 9, right?
It was earlier than that. I left the hotel like an hour after you left my room, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Well, you must have left a little bit earlier than that because I think Arcus left at 4.
Arcus left before I did.
Did he?
Yeah.
No, Arcus was still there. Arcus was the last one to leave.
No, because I was rooming with Arcus. Yeah,
You sure about
Arcus
that?
definitely left before most of us because he got too tired. I almost just walked into the lava like 3 times, not even paying attention over here. I uncovered this lava
I
pit.
could have swore Arcus was the last one.
Nah,
Because it was someone else that. Well, then were
Can't
you
even
the
cover this
last?
up. I think I was with the last. I think it was like Drew and I were still there, and
Well,
who
Drew
else was
fell
still
asleep
there?
on the bed. I
You're
remember
right.
that.
Oh, yeah, that's
Remember
right.
that?
Because Drew fell asleep on the bed. So he didn't leave with us, but I knew he was still there, and I think there was me and who else was there? Was it Ko? Were Ko and Nakomi still there?
I don't know. In my mind, Arcus was the last one to leave my room, so tells you how good my memory of this
Watch
whole
that
thing
corner
was.
where I was at. I need to go get some water because there is just.
Did you get the diamonds? I guess you have. A
Yes, I did. I did. I got the diamonds with a silk touch pick, and I separated all the ores out into a different chest up there. So that we can fortune
that lava
the ones
right
that
there.
need to get fortune. Yeah. I literally was just like walking around it, like not looking down, just falling into all the holes around it, not thinking twice of it. Almost jumped right in, and then I started realizing I was hearing. Tss, tss, tss. And I'm like, something sounds.
So I don't know how we got on this long tangent, but anyways, I did the trunk or treating thing at the church she goes to for daycare on the night before Halloween, and I basically told her because like the way our weather was talking here too, it was like there's gonna be tornadoes, there's gonna be sharks, and like it's gonna be the worst night ever. And so I'd already told her, I was like, listen, this will probably be our trick or treating. I was like, if things go okay, then maybe we'll go somewhere else, but otherwise, like this is gonna be it. And then the next night it was real windy and shit, but it was supposed to be pouring down rain, and none of that was happening. But we still just went to like a few relatives' house and then like called it. We didn't actually go anywhere because I was like, man, it's so windy and shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, luckily in DC, like all the houses are so close together anyway. Like we
Right.
were out for 30 minutes and had a bucket full of candy because it was. And Jack was
Right.
perfectly happy with what we did because we hit a bunch of houses. Actually, there was one kid. It was so funny. We went up to one house and this kid, he was probably like 8. And he was dressed up like a zombie. And, dude, he was playing a zombie. Like, spot on, this kid could be an actor in a movie about a kid zombie. And Jack was actually scared because this kid was doing it. And the kid even stopped and he's like, I'm just a kid too. Don't be scared. Because Jack got so scared for a minute. And then Jack was like cool with it. But it was pretty funny. When we got back from trick-or-treating, though, it was right before we went out trick-or-treating. Jack said something about, like, his stomach hurt. He wanted medicine, and we've gone through the problem before where he's realized he likes the taste of medicine. So sometimes he asks for it. So we're like, okay, like,
Right.
Julia's first thing was, oh, do you want some medicine? You want some medicine then? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, he hasn't had medicine in quite a while now. It's been like months since he's had anything. Okay, here, if your stomach hurts, let's give you something. Let's give you a little bit of, Tylenol or whatever. So we give him some. And then we go trick-or-treating and do our thing. And he's playing with this other kid, like, all night, who's, like, a kid his age. And they're all having a great old time for, like, hours, We get back to the house. It's, like, 9 o'clock. And sitting there, and Julia's taking the baby up to bed. And he just stands there, and he asks for, I want a piece of candy. And he had a couple pieces of candy. Not a massive amount, but, like, 2 of the little pieces. And he wants another piece of candy. And I go to hand it to him, and all of a sudden he goes, Daddy, my stomach doesn't feel... And he goes, bleh! And he just, like, pukes everywhere. And
God.
He's, of course, crying because, he just, puked everywhere. And I'm just like, holy crap. Like, I mean, it was just like, it was pure undigested dinner. And
Jesus.
So I'm like, okay, like, he probably wasn't lying. Like, his stomach must have hurt earlier because, clearly there's something going on here. So poor kid, he's crying. He's so upset. I don't think I've never seen him puke before since he was a little kid when it was, standard of drinking too much, milk or whatever, and you spit up and, whatever. So I throw him in the bathtub, and I'm trying to make him, like, calm down, but you can tell he still feels like shit, and I'm trying to brush his teeth so his mouth doesn't smell all like shit, because it's just nasty vomit. And finally I go lay down with him in bed, and he's calmed down, and we read some books, and we lay down together, and he falls asleep pretty fast because, whether he was feeling bad or just tired or what. And I fell asleep with him. And I woke up at, God, I think it was like 12:30. And this is like, 10 o'clock at this point when we go down. I literally woke up to all I hear is some crying. And I kind of sit up and I look and I was like, Jack, buddy, are you okay? And he just starts on his back, just puking again. Like, and he of course sits up, but he doesn't know to like lean his head forward. So it's just like dribbling down his face and like all over his chest and all over the bed. So like I get up and I grab him and I'm, pull the sheets off the bed, throw them in the washing machine. I take him to the bathroom, put him back in the bathtub, and taking a bath. I'm trying to make him feel good, and this just goes on. Like I get him back into bed finally after this, and he's all sad, and like he pukes up a little bit more again, and I'm like not knowing what to do. And of course, as a parent, you feel just like helpless when your kids are sick, especially when he's so sad about being so sick. And keep in mind, the next day we're supposed to be flying out so I can go marry my sister.
Oh, that's right.
And
it's not like you said Barry, but he said Mary.
Yeah, I said Mary, not Barry.
Not Barry.
That's so much better. Marrying my sister, way better than burying my sister. And we don't know, like, what are we going to do? Is he going to be able to make it with us? Because the next day at about noon, he vomits out his breakfast.
Oh, no.
But he's not in between vomiting. He's completely fine. Like, he acts like nothing's wrong.
That's so crazy.
So I'm just like, I don't know, like, what to do. But luckily, he seems like he's fine. All of a sudden, he wants to eat. Like, he ate some breakfast, clearly because he was hungry. That's what came out at lunch. And about an hour after that, he ate like he'd never eaten before, and he wanted to just chug water. Oh, and that was one thing when he got back in bed after he puked in the bed, and I had to take him back in the bathtub. I gave him some water, got him some clean water, and he literally started drinking the water, and that's what made him puke up a little bit more. And I think it's because his body just didn't want anything inside of it. It was like anything in is coming out. So he immediately thought the water was bad. So he was crying, telling me that the water was bad, and the water is what made him sick. And that just made me like sad. But then he wanted to eat.
Why did you do this to me?
Yeah, basically. But then he wanted to eat and drink like there was no tomorrow. And I think that was like the sign that it was all good. So it was a really, really, really short-lived, like 24 hours on the nose type of bug.
Stomach virus or something, yeah.
We go back to Michigan. He is absolutely fine. No issues whatsoever. He is just like, he was never sick at all. We go to the wedding. Wedding goes great. Like all day we're sitting there. Like it's an all day kind of event of getting ready, getting everything ready. It's everybody's drinking, having a good time. Like that's the fun about Michigan weddings. Everybody's just like, drinking beers all day too, like getting prepared for this wedding, but it's like par for the course, type of deal.
So were you drunk when you married?
No, because it was like all day, and I had probably like 4 or 5 beers throughout, like this 6-hour span that we were there for. There were some people that were getting tipsy, including my sister. I think got a little bit tipsy, but it's just that's how they are anyway. So it was normal, for just that group of people, which is fine. So I do my ceremony and all that stuff. I was so nervous about it. Everything goes completely fine. Sit down, finally started enjoying the wedding, eat dinner. I shit you not, I was all of a sudden like, I need to go upstairs.
Oh, God, did you get sick?
And I go upstairs, and I am just fucking miserable. I can't stand up. I can't stand still. My stomach just feels like it's about to explode through nausea. I ate like an hour before that. The food clearly will not digest. It's just sitting there, not moving, not doing anything.
Oh, no.
Julia ends up driving us home. Luckily, she had to go home anyway because she had to take the kids, because remember, it was the kids. The kids weren't allowed to be at the wedding past a certain time.
Yeah.
So she's taken our kids home, and then my sister's kids said that they wanted to go home, and originally they were allowed to stay till the end, but they were going to be bored, so they're like, we want to go home. So she's like, okay, I'll take everybody home, and then I'm super sick, so she's like, I'm going to get you loaded up and take you home so that you can go. So we get in the car, and it's like 20 minutes away from the place, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to fucking make it 20 minutes back to the house in this car full of people. And all of a sudden, as we pull out of the parking lot, one of my sister's kids goes, Chase, he's the older one. She's like, Chase isn't going to make it. And I was thinking in my head, like, oh my God, what the hell is happening right now? He's not sick. He all of a sudden just decided he wanted to stay and got really sad and started crying because he wanted to stay at the wedding.
God.
Then all 3 of them started crying because they didn't want to leave the wedding. and they wanted to go
God.
back. So we're like, we don't know what the hell to do at this point because they've now given us their kids, essentially, to take back to the house. We've swapped vehicles to make sure there's enough space to take all these kids. We don't have, we can't just go drop them off. There's no space for all of them anymore.
Right.
We pull back into the wedding. We've had to turn around, so it's now 10 minutes down. We pull back into the wedding. Luckily, my sister was standing outside with a bunch of people who were outside smoking. And right where we pulled back in, so we signaled her, and she came over, and she had a long conversation with them, trying to figure out why they were so upset. Why did they want to come back inside? Like, guys, you're not going to do anything here. You're going to have to be up in this room. You guys wanted to go home. Like, I'll be home in the morning. And, I think they were just, tired and emotional and, all that stuff. But it added 20 minutes to this excursion, and I'm just sitting there, rocking,
dying,
back and forth in the front seat. We finally get on the road again. I don't know how, but I'm making it pass in my mind and making it pass in my mind, making it pass. We literally pull in to the driveway. I go inside, and I immediately in the bathroom and just everywhere. And luckily, contained into the toilet, but I mean, it was just I felt like my stomach was coming out with my body because I was so violently just vomiting, and there was just so much because so whatever he had, I then had it for the next 24 hours, and literally about 12 hours, that night, I woke up in the morning feeling okay. Julia has it.
Oh, God.
I shit you not. It was just this disaster of passing this, whatever the hell it was, to everybody except the baby.
Good. Well, at least he didn't get it.
Yeah, that's true. And everybody's fine. Now we came back. Julia left her purse there, and we didn't realize that. So we thought her purse had been stolen or lost out of the van somehow. So we all of a sudden were trying to figure out how the hell we're gonna fly home without an ID because her ID was in it. But luckily, the wedding venue was really cool, and they knew the people, and the cleaning crew found the purse, and it was just left in the room, nobody touched anything in it, and we got it back an hour before our flights.
I found out that apparently you don't have to have an ID to fly.
Well, we were told that if we got the police report, which apparently wasn't an official police report because they wouldn't file it till Monday, but we had a number that it would be filed under, and she had a picture of her passport and ID, that they would let you fly, supposedly, from what we read online.
Yeah, I lost my ID, and I found out. I mean, Crystal ended up. This was back before I divorced, and she mailed me my passport. We were at a convention, and so that I didn't really worry about it. But I found out later when I was talking to TSA about it that if you do lose your ID, if it's a return flight, they can do something to verify that you took the first flight and let you on, basically.
Oh, that's interesting to know. I flew home from Cancun post 9/11 with no ID on me at all.
Huh.
Because it got either lost or I'm pretty confident I might have got pickpocketed the night before. We were at a club, and I somehow sweet talked my way onto the plane. And
nice.
The TSA agent was they even wrote no ID. So I went to the ticket counter early, and they wrote no ID on my ticket, and then they walked me through up to the initial security and talked to them. So then they let me through, and I was like, that was really strange. Don't know how that happened, but shit, it happened. And then apparently, before you get on the plane from Cancun, for some reason they were ID checking and bag checking again. So they were checking random carry-ons, even though we're past the security point.
Oh, that's crazy.
And an ID again. And I literally go up to the guy who's about to start checking my bag, and I was like, "Look, here's my my pass. It says no ID. I don't have my ID. I lost it last night." And I'm getting ready to give this spiel again because I've been up for 24 hours because I didn't sleep at all because we were at the club until 4:00 in the morning, and it was one of those early flights. And the guy literally goes, "Oh yeah, I know about you. Come with me." And he walked me without checking my bag around all the bag checks and onto the plane to my seat.
What the fuck?
And I was like, okay. And then I took a plane home, and I got to the TSA, the customs, and the guy was like, "I need your ID." And I was like, "I don't have it. I lost it." And he's like, don't fuck with me. Like, this isn't the time for that. Where's your ID? There's no way you just took a flight without an ID internationally.
What did you tell him? Yeah,
I was like, yeah, I did. He had to look around. Look, I was there with my fraternity brothers, so it was like a big like fraternity event, and he was like, "Is anybody here that can vouch for who you even are?" Because he just thought I was crazy, and I was like, "All these guys that I'm with," and they, he asked them a bunch of questions to make sure I was actually with them for the week, and then he kind of just like shook his head in disbelief and like stamped me through.
Wow, that's fantastic.
That was entertaining. So yeah, so there's that.
That's crazy. I wonder where y'all got the stomach virus.
Yeah, I don't know.
Obviously, it started with Jack, right?
Yeah, it started with Jack, so it could have come from anybody that he had come in contact with, and he does like crazy things during the day. Like he goes to all these different like kids groups and all. So it could have
crazy things during the day.
He's a socialite. He's in all these different clubs. He's the president of this one. He goes to hangs out with this crew
He's in the mafia
in the afternoon.
We're almost all the way down to Bedrock here, I think.
Yeah, we're at like layer 15 or something, right? Even lower than that now.
Probably. We are at 11 now.
Oh, yeah. He's almost done. Let's just we're at that right height where we should. Can you get your cave senses in? Go to that next one we know is right there.
Yep. It's funny. So yeah, we didn't end up going out for Halloween though. I don't know if we finished the Halloween part of it, but just like fuck it, it's too windy.
Well, yeah, if you'd already gone trunk or treating, no need to.
Yeah, and her birthday party was like the next weekend too, and so she always wants a pinata, so it was like full of candy. She's got more candy. She's one of the kids that doesn't eat candy anyway, so
it's more for the novelty of doing it.
Yeah. God, the trunk or treating though. So we were Red Riding Hood, and I was the Big Bad Wolf. You saw the Big Bad Wolf costume at the marathon.
Mm-hmm.
It was like going to a damn convention. All these damn kids are apparently big Bad Wolf fans, and like I spent half the night taking pictures with little kids.
Really?
Yes. My daughter kept getting pissed too. When we left, she was like, "Don't they know I am not the villain? I am the good character in the book. Why do they want a picture with the villain?"
That's funny.
But yeah. But anyways, we should probably end this here. If you don't see the other episodes from me, y'all, it's because I couldn't get this audio shit worked out. But welcome back.
Welcome back. See ya.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Bye.